Hey guys, Katie here, and today I'm reviewing 3 books for you. I said I would have them up by Friday, but it was kind of a crazy week. I got back from vacation on Wednesday, so I'm back today with my review of Big Fish by Daniel Wallace, The House at the End of Hope Street by Menna van Praag, and Everything is Illuminated by Safran Foer. Just a reminder, for the sake of time, check out in the description box below the different synopses of these books. I will try to sum them up in one sentence, but for more information, definitely check out their Goodreads pages. I'm going to start with Big Fish by Daniel Wallace. Big Fish, you may have seen the movie with Ewan McGregor. It's basically the story of a young man who is watching his father die and kind of retelling all of his tall tales that he told over the years. Having seen the movie first, I spent a lot of time making comparisons because you can't help yourself. Something I really liked about this is that the story that pulled you through all of the different stories was not about the love story with Ewan McGregor and what's-her-face, the woman. I think it's a lot more interesting to follow Edward Bloom's life story, and you know, of course, the love story plays a big part, but not a huge part. In general, I did enjoy the writing, but there were times when I had trouble continuing with the book, so I took my time with it and I did enjoy it, but of course the end was my favorite because that's when things get really exciting. One more thing about this book is in the movie there's a huge conflict between Edward and his son, and in the book it's there, but it's a different kind, and in some ways I think it was portrayed much better in the book. So I can't remember how many stars I gave this, but it was really fun to read, and I definitely recommend it, especially if you liked the movie Big Fish. The next book I'm reviewing is The House at the End of Hope Street by Menna van Praag. It kind of talks about a young woman struggling with a big dramatic event that isn't explained until further into the book, and how she finds this magical house on Hope Street. It's supposed to help her fix her life. It's a lot like Hogwarts in some ways because it's a magical house. You don't know what it's gonna do. There are talking pictures on the walls of every woman, because it's only women, who have come through this house and been helped by it. So a lot of cool things happen in the book. The magic is really fun, I think, but I have to say that for the first like 2/3 of the book I thought it was a little bit too fluffy. The main character, Alva, is really interesting and I like her story, but the other women in the house are dealing with relationship troubles, and it just seemed like, hey, send these ladies in the house so they can find a new man, but that's not really how it turned out, and I was really pleasantly surprised with the ending. I almost gave up on this, and I'm glad I didn't, but it would be hard for me to recommend it because, like I said, it drags a little bit and it was hard to get into, but I definitely recommend it if you're looking for something light and fun. Don't take it too seriously. There are a lot of incredible, famous, historic women in this book, and they all play a part. And that's really cool. That's a really cool aspect. I think I gave this 3 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. I enjoyed it, but you know, it's not perfect, so. The last book I'm reviewing is Everything is Illuminated by Safran Foer. This is also a movie, which I saw a long time ago, but I don't remember as well, so it was all kind of new to me. It's a story of a young man who is trying to find information about his grandfather, who was in Ukraine at the time of the Second World War. And someone had helped his grandfather, and he knew she was alive and he had to find her. The story is actually about Safran Foer. And I don't know, is that weird? I thought it was kind of weird at first, but it was kind of interesting. I don't know. It talks a lot about his friends that he met, who he hired to take him around Ukraine and help him to find this woman. I think the family that helps him, Alex and his grandfather Alex and their dog Sammy Davis Jr. are some of the best characters in the book. Alex is very complex. He's funny, maybe unintentionally, and it's fun to read his writing. And the words that he uses are so interesting, and I'm sure there's some truth to how he translates from Ukrainian to English. I really enjoyed it. And the other part of this book is really the story of Safran Foer's family, which is kind of awesome because it's a little bit fantastical at times, and his ancestors are really flawed and they're never happy, and that really kills Alex, and that's kind of cool because, you know, he's reading the book as Jonathan is writing it, and he's contributing to it, and he keeps saying like, why don't you let them be happy? Just let them be happy. But that's not how stories go, and that's not how life goes. So, oh, I would have made a whole review for this, but I had these 2 books already that I wanted to review, and I thought I'd add it in. I love this book. I had a lot of fun reading it. It's interesting, it's different, and I also like how the story is revealed very slowly over the course of the book. So little bits and pieces come together as you read it, and suddenly things make sense, you know? I thought that was really cool. And I will be reading more of his work, definitely. Definitely recommend this if you like kind of quirky books. It's a little sad, it's a little intense. It broke my heart, but everything's in it, so it's wonderful. So that's that. So those were my 3 reviews. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you'll pick up these books if you're interested, and I will see you guys later. Bye.